yourself up to the 85. Yeah. You spent a lot of time playing NHL 09 still? Is that something you're really into?
It's from time to time. I wouldn't consider myself a video game guy. It's someone I have a little free time in the afternoon or something, I'll sit and play for a bit with. I'll play NHL 09 live and stuff like that, but it's not something I need to get home to play it.
Yeah, so, we got a few emails asking what your screen name was, because everyone of course wants to play against you. Yeah. But people wonder if they're playing against you sometimes. Yeah. The names people come up with for their screen names, I'm sure a lot of people are claiming to be you anyway. Next question comes from Brandon at Stratford, PEI. And Brandon simply asks, what was your favorite hockey team and who was your favorite player growing up?
My favorite hockey teams growing up were probably the teams my dad played for. When I kind of moved around, and I kind of really enjoyed watching the teams my dad played for. But my favorite player was Peter Forsberg growing up. I've always loved the way he plays. He's a competitor, and he can be in so many ways. He's strong on the puck, and he's a smart player. He makes the players around him better. And he's always a guy I try to model my game after, and he was a great player for a number of years.
What about, let's go back to your dad for a little bit. A lot of people probably don't know too much about your dad's hockey career. Do you want to just kind of touch on what time he spent in the NHL and professionally?
No, he was an unbelievable player, and it's the things he accomplished. He was up and down 6 or 7 times in the minors before he made it big, and then the next year he scored 40 goals. So he really had to persevere through a lot, and the experiences he gained through playing, he's been able to teach me about, and I owe a lot to him in that regard. He's taught me so much about the game, and it's easy to respect his opinion and listen to him because of how much he's accomplished.
Right, and does he still call you up and give you advice on the game?
Oh yeah, he was here for the first game, and he's working for Vancouver now, but he said he'll still give me some advice and try and help me out, even though he's with the enemy.
Yeah. Well, that must have been really beneficial for you, especially to start your professional career so young. I assume he had a lot of off the ice advice for you as well.
Exactly. It was especially last year was huge for me. I was able to call him anytime I had a question, and he was there for me every step of the way.
Right on. Next question comes from Tamana in Kelowna. And Tamana asks, what's the one thing you miss the most about minor hockey?
I think everything. I actually have a jersey in my room right now. It's signed by everybody on my minor midget hockey team, and brings back a lot of memories. We always had training camp at a place called Teen Ranch in Caledon, Ontario, and it was the best times ever. It was just pranks being played and playing hockey by day, and then tournaments when you're younger, they're always fun, playing mini sticks, and it's everybody talks about it when they're. And I think the biggest thing for me was I had a rink in my backyard, and everybody would come over and play, and those were the funnest days ever. You never really worried about anything. You just played hockey and had fun with the guys, and those are the things I remember and miss the most.
Yeah. Speaking of pranks, it's a pretty infamous story now. Dustin Penner in Jasper, and then what he pulled. Do you want to just talk about, first of all, what he did for those people who may not be aware?
Yeah, he I guess before we went up there, he had come up with this plan that it's kind of in Jasper. It's forest, and guys wouldn't be expecting if he would pull a prank, and he actually bought a Saw mask, the mask from Saw, and he just went out to everybody's room, and me and Andrew were totally not expecting it at all, because we had locked actually both our doors. So we figured nobody was getting in, and he actually got one of the groundskeepers to let him in the room, and he just poked his head in, and I was watching a DVD, and I looked up and I see he's a massive man with this Saw mask, and I kind of figured something going on, but I was startled a little bit, and Andrew was actually sleeping, and when he woke him up, it was like Andrew was completely, he almost attacked Pens. He didn't know what was going on. So it was, there's some pretty funny things that happened. Ethan got scared, and he actually choked Pens out, and Pens actually had to pull the mask off to show it was him. So it was a good time.
Right on. Yeah, Penner was saying you guys He said you guys showed your age, but he came in to freak you guys out.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
That's pretty funny. Yeah. Well, I guess that makes those trips like Jasper those
opportunities
to do that kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right on. Next question comes from Adam in Vermilion, who says, if you could play on a line with any 2 Oiler forwards from the past, excluding Gretzky, who would they be?
It would be Messier, just because he opens so much room for everybody, and he'd be an easy guy to play with. He made great plays. He was a true champion, and he's a guy that when you watch the game, you come to respect so much, just because he does whatever it takes to win. And probably the other guy would probably be a guy like Gary Curry, because I'm more of a passer, and I like to draw guys to me and make plays, and he's probably one of the best pure scorers ever to play. He could score from anywhere, and he was unbelievable at it for a lot of years.
Yeah. Do you find you're given the freedom to be the player that you are, the passing player that you are with the organization?
The coaching staff's been great that way. I think for me to be at the top of my game, I need to be able to hold on to the puck and make plays, and from time to time I'll make some bad turnovers, and that comes with the territory. But a lot of coaches wouldn't let that happen, wouldn't let you do it. So it's really helped my game come full circle, and it's helped both sides of my game. And I think last year I improved a lot because I was able to play with that confidence, and hopefully I'll continue to get better.
Right on. Next question comes from Tyler in Calgary, who's wondering, rink dog before a game, left side of your equipment on first, or just a custom job on the stick? What's your personal game day superstition or superstitions?
Yeah, well, my superstition is not having any superstitions. I don't like to get into too much of a routine, because I feel like if something were to happen, then I'd have a bad game. So I always tape my stick, do different things before the game, have my warm up. So that stuff stays the same. The stuff that I can control, I keep the same. The stuff that's out of my control, I like to switch up all the time.
Right on. Yeah. All right, well, that's all the time we got for today, so I want to thank you again very much for coming today, Sam.
Thank you for having me.
And next week, we'll have Steve Staios as our guest, so visit edmontonoilers.com and follow the links to email your questions for Steve. Thanks very much. This has been Ask an Oiler.